Hi, welcome to the tutorial on isometric views. I am very happy to solve another problem. It is an advanced problem. So this is the front view and this is the top view. Finally, after completing the isometric view, your final view will be something similar to this. So now let us go to the workbench. Hello and welcome to the workbench. In this tutorial, you are going to see how to plot an isometric view of this object. So we have a front view and a top view. The total length of the front view is 150 mm and the total height is 45 mm. And coming to the top view, you can look for the width of the object. So here you have 50 mm, but here you have a diameter of 75 mm. So the maximum width is found here. So you can take this as the width of the object. So the length is 150 mm, the width is 75 mm, and the height is 45 mm. So with these details, let us now jump into the problem. First, let me draw a horizontal line and a vertical line in order to construct the isometric axis. For improving the clarity of the drawing, I have taken a 2:1 scale, or I have doubled the dimensions for the comfort of the viewers. Now I draw a 30-degree line. Another 30-degree line here. Fine. So this constitutes my isometric x-axis, isometric y-axis, isometric z-axis. Now the next step is to mark the length of the object, that is 150 mm on the isometric y-axis, and width of the object, that is 75 mm on the isometric x-axis, and the height of the object on isometric z-axis. So height is 45 mm. So let me do it now. Now we have to construct a box with these three dimensions. We have to construct a box. So I am drawing a vertical line through this reference. Similarly, another vertical line here. Then in the direction of isometric y-axis, I am drawing a line. The reason why I am using the downside of the drafter is usually we have to draw here, but I am drawing at the bottom only to improve clarity to the viewers. From this point and this point I have to draw two more lines. I am aligning my scale with the isometric y-axis. Similarly, in the direction of isometric x-axis, so now we have constructed the box. After constructing the box, now it is time to copy the details of top view on the top of the box and the front view details on the front face of the box. So one more thing, we have to go in advanced method. We have to follow some techniques. For example, this is an object having a symmetry in y-axis. Similarly, in the top view, you could see some symmetry in x direction as well as in y direction. So in these situations, it is better to mark the symmetry lines in the box itself. So for convenience of plotting the views, I am drawing the symmetrical lines also. Similarly, in the isometric y direction, I am marking another symmetry line, and in the top of the box we have to draw two lines. And these lines are going to be very helpful to improve accuracy and to avoid confusion while you proceed for your final view. So we have drawn the symmetry lines. Now let us copy the details of top view onto the top of the box. I am making use of a compass for this purpose. So the first thing we have to do is we have to mark 10 mm here, 10 mm here, so that we will get 20. So I am taking the details in my measurements in my compass. You can in fact mark it here. In fact, when I do this type of drawing, I'll go even faster. The reason why I am going slower now is only to give you a demonstration. Then this dimension is 50, which means we have to mark 25 from here and 25 from here, from the middle, in order to get those lines. So let me again take the values in my compass. And similarly, we have to mark this distance. This is 30 from here as well as from here. So let me take those values. Once when you make all these references in your drawing, the construction becomes much easier. Now let me draw lines through these reference points. So we have drawn all the reference lines. Two more lines are left. So now we have marked almost all the details with regard to the top view. We have to now draw the circle in isometric view, that is on the top plane. For that we have to construct a square, and a square using the diameter of this circle. Similarly, another square using the outer diameter of the circle. So let me draw the square. The size of the square is, smaller square is 50 mm by 50 mm. As you can see, the diameter of the smaller square is 50 mm. So we have to draw a square of side 50 mm. So I am taking the values in my compass to improve accuracy of the drawing. Similarly, for the outer square also, outer circle, I have to take the values in my compass. Now I am drawing the outer square. So this line, this and this, they constitute the outer square. these lines, this, 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 and this, it constitutes an inner square. So let me quickly apply the 4 center method to find the centers of the circles. If you have any doubts over the 4 center method, you can refer my earlier video. If I go into all those details now, it will be too lengthy. The tutorial will be too lengthy. Alright, now we have applied the 4 center method and we have found these centers. Now we have to draw arc. Making use of the centers, and by measuring the values directly from the drawing, we have to draw the arcs. The same radius you can use in the other end also. Before you draw, please check whether the points are exactly matching. If there is any geometrical inaccuracies, it will lead to some mismatch. So those things can be corrected at the time of drawing. I'm going to the other side. So we have constructed the circle, the inner circle. Now the next step is to follow the same method and draw the outer circle. Let me apply the 4 center method again to the outer circle. What I have to do is I have to take this middle point and join it here. I'll take this middle point and join it there. I have to take this midpoint and join it here. I'll take this midpoint and join it in the top corner. So I have applied the 4 center method and I found out the centers. So the new centers are this, this, this and this. Now let me make use of the compass and draw the outer circle. I'm measuring the radius directly in the drawing. I'm checking whether they are aligning. Yes, they are perfectly in alignment. Using the same radius, if your drawing is perfect, there is no geometrical inaccuracies, then it should perfectly match. As they are perfectly matching. So we draw the curves. Now I'm measuring the other radius. they are in alignment. They are not perfectly in alignment. Making use of the same radius, you can go to the other corner and try to see whether they are in alignment. If they are in perfect alignment. So we have drawn the circles using 4 center method.